Hello, everyone, and this is my live for the last stage of R2-D2, issue 100. Oh, God, I can hear myself. That's all right. No, I've just, this is my second live, and I've actually never used Google Hangouts to do a live. So, yeah, and looking at YouTube, the quality is horrendous. But anyway, it's slightly different today. I have got, well, tables are turned a bit, and I've actually got a special guest today. So I'm going to introduce you to my co-host, Penny.
Hello, how is everybody? Thank you very much for inviting me onto this extremely special build. Such an honour, and I just hope that I can hopefully not make things worse for you.
No, what does it feel like to be on the other end?
It's quite strange actually because I'm a little bit of a control freak. So when I'm doing my show, I'm controlling where the cameras are, and I keep looking for the controls, and I'm like I can't find them.
Uh,
So it's a little bit odd.
okay, so sorry, I'm just messing around in settings. Right, here we go.
I thought you were
Yeah,
hiding up like a cat there.
yeah, I don't know. You for some reason your quality looks really good on YouTube because I've got it on a separate window, and mine's just really fuzzy. It's horrible.
Don't know.
But never mind. We'll just have to make do. Hello, Fleetwood J, Soul, David Trapp. Yeah, I'm hoping everything will go fine. I must admit, I had a little bit of a drama yesterday because I was filming it all and I was umming and ahhing whether to go live or not. And I had a bit of a play. I haven't done obviously issue 100 yet because we're doing that now, but I test fitted the dome and because of everyone else has been having problems with this ejector mechanism and the wire snapping. Um, oh God, I need to get it off. So I thought, in my wisdom, I know I'll put some hot glue on the bottom to secure this cable in to protect it. So I put a massive dollop on the end, and then when I test fitted it to the actual body, it was too. This was too long because the glue came to about where my finger was, and it kept bashing on all the supports. So I had to get the hot glue gun out yesterday and sort of melt this back down so that I'd have some clearance. So yeah, that delayed things a bit, and then it was just like, but literally an hour ago, I said to Penny, "Oh well, let's do a live stream." So here we are. So I suppose we better get started then.
Well, yeah, we won't get it done otherwise, will we?
No. So you've got the manual there. So
Yes.
basically, we're going to just do everything. Hello, Love Minis. Oh, Love Minis joined us. Hey, Robbie Bobby, you all right? Yeah, I'm sporting the hat. I haven't used it yet. It's just been in a bag behind me. I thought, oh, but it's don't off make your head itchy, doesn't it? I hate hats really, but I thought, well, as it's a momentous occasion, so hopefully there won't be. I haven't got a fire extinguisher to hand because I haven't got one. So if anything goes wrong and I dart out the door, then you know what's happened.
So what I have done, or what I'm about to do, is I'm going to bring up a copy of the instructions on my screen, so that obviously we can show people what you're doing. But
Okay, yeah,
don't forget to switch the camera to you when you're doing something.
yeah,
Otherwise, people will be looking at the magazine while you're constructing.
right. Okay, yeah. I'm really shocked at sorry, just the quality of my camera because I've got the same camera as you, so I don't understand why mine's coming through really blurry. I just hope you're going to be able to see everything all right.
Given the state of my computer the last couple of weeks, I'm surprised as well.
Okay, so right, let's get started then. Let's just check. Yeah, hello, love minis. Chris Camplin, hello again. Mark Tucker, hello. Are there settings for the camera? Well, the thing is, I'm using Hangout, and it is actually quite basic, isn't it? I mean, you haven't got a lot of settings, to be fair. All I've got is what camera to use, and which is the better one, the 1080p camera, and that's it.
So
Um,
before we start, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you on your stream. I do apologise. I'm just going to have a quick drink before we start.
it does say auto HD as well, and then I've got a box that says disable HD. But
You were too engrossed there, weren't you? I was trying to drop a really big hint there.
sorry,
I'll
yeah.
try that again. I just need to have a little drink before we start the Doesn't coffee taste really good in a really good mug? So I don't think anybody got that, and Horlicks didn't pick up on it. Horlicks was very kind enough to buy me a really lovely Christmas present, and he bought me this, and I absolutely love it. It's even got my little channel name on it. I just absolutely love it. So thank you very much. Shame I didn't get you anything, but
Oh no, it does just, I love buying presents. I just saw it and I was like, yeah. Well, I had a rough idea, but I obviously saw it. I didn't see the actual final product because I literally ordered it and everything and just got
yeah,
it shipped
shame
straight
about that
in.
because it had a postmark on it from Leicester, and I've been ordering loads of parcels for part works and electronic stuff and stuff like that. So obviously I get this box and it says Leicester on it. So I'm like, okay, open it, and I've got this mug. This is about a week, well, a few days before Christmas, and it says little message from Horlicks. And I'm like, oh my god, I've just opened my Christmas present early. And I first thing I did was straight on Facebook. I am so sorry, Horlicks. I've opened your present early. But if it had said where you lived, then I would have got it and thought, oh, I'm not going to open that.
Well, no, there wasn't a date for you to open it anyway. It was just a case of when it got there, you'd open it. It didn't bother me at all.
Just as well,
So,
really, wasn't it? Right. So, shall we build?
yeah, let's build. So let's go
I really
through.
look forward to this because I've seen some people's R2s work and some people's don't.
I
And
know.
I would bet on yours working because the way you're very precise with your builds, and you're always checking at every single stage. You know, you get halfway through the stage and you have a quick check. So I'd be really confident that yours will work, and you're just probably fretting over nothing.
Yeah, hopefully it will. Oh, look, I can zoom in a bit. Yeah, no, yeah, hopefully it'll all be fine. Okay, so I've got a bit of zoom in case I need to.
Okay, so I'm going to switch my screen over to the instructions. So
Yep.
obviously, anytime I talk now, it'll come over to the instructions.
Okay, I'll leave you on that for a moment. And I'm just adjusting my camera so we can see what's going on. It's weird. This is weird, this live malark.
Yeah, this is actually the point where you're now going to have to control the camera because every time I talk, it's going to. Sorry, guys. Horlicks has never done a live build before using this. So if you
No.
actually click on you, it will then stick with you. And then anytime you want to look at the instructions, just click on my little square and it'll go over. You see, every time I talk, it'll go over to the instructions.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it does. Yeah, as Chris said, shame it's blurry. Thing is, on my screen, it's crystal clear, so I just don't know what's going on with it.
To be fair, on my monitor, it looks a bit fuzzy, but on the actual live on YouTube, it looks clearer than it does on my monitor. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else I can do with this, so we'll just have to go roll with it. Okay, so I'm going to just check off all the parts quickly. And I have noticed a little issue already, which I'm hoping other people in the audience might be able to help me with. I am actually missing some rubber bungs for the leg. Is that normal? Because I haven't got any more anywhere that I know of. But there's two missing from the actual leg. Oh, hang on. I have actually got some in here. Maybe it's them. But they're at an angle, so I don't know if they're the right ones, but I suppose I could wedge them in.
Didn't somebody not use those because they bought some extra bits or some bought better bits or something?
Possibly. It's just two. Oh, hang on. I've got two of the flat-sided ones. But my holes are round. So, but never mind. I can sort that out later. That's the least of my worries. I'm blabbering now.
Well, Chris Campling says that they're right. No, they were the head screws, Penny. Okay, fair enough then. The problem is because I've not actually built. I take a great interest in this, but I didn't actually build it myself. I might be building it in the future. So I don't actually know what everybody's on about, if that makes sense. I have a rough idea, but it's great that there's at least 3 good R2 builders out there, which I shall miss very much. Yourself, Welder Wayne, and Robbie Bobby. I'd love those 3 channels.
Oh, I love Robbie Bobby's as well, and well, everyone here, Chris Camplin as well. So it's just like,
yeah. Sorry, Chris, I forgot all about you.
Yeah, no, Robbie Bobby he just cracks me up when I'm feeling a bit naff. I watch one of them videos and I just burst out laughing every time.
Yeah, he's like, I made a bit of a see. Whereas if I say something wrong on my videos, I'll go, oh, I'm cutting that and I'm going to redo it. Robbie Bobby just goes with it, and it's like, yeah, I've mucked up. Yeah, let's go with it. And I just think that makes it much better. Sorry, Chris, I feel awful. I will repent in some way.
Oh God, yes. So you're right. I did trim some down because they were issued and they didn't fit. So I cut a line off them so they would fit in the hole. That must have been the ones for the leg. Never mind. Right. Okay. So in this issue, we've got the power adapter, which is here, which we're going to need later on, and hopefully it's not going to blow up. I did actually, to be fair, I did have a little sneaky try earlier. I plugged it in.
Did you want to pull up the component checklist on the instructions?
Yeah, can do. Yep.
Chris Campling wants me to do him a big R2-D2 as apology for forgetting to mention him. That's very fair, isn't it?
Oh, right, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, okay. I'll have one as well while you're at it.
I've got the component checklist up ready for you whenever.
Okay, cool. Right, so yeah, we've got the mains adapter then.
Yeah.
That's all good and present. What next?
So I've got distribution board cable.
Okay, there's 3 here.
Yeah, I was going to say you've got a distribution board cable and a PCB cable, which I can't seem to see much difference between the two. Possibly the distribution board, they seem to have 2 plugs.
Yeah.
One red and one white. The distribution board cable, it looks like the white one is slightly longer than the red. and on the PCB cable, the red one is slightly longer than the white.
Okay, so I've got.
Make any sense?
To me, they look the same size.
Okay.
However, one has got 12 pins in it and one's got 10. They're slightly different
Okay. I'm
sizes.
looking at it. Yeah. Okay. It's the
But
way they've arranged it then. So what I'll
they.
do is I'll pull up a.
So I expect we'll find out what they are
Oh,
later
yes,
on.
they've got a different number of pens, different number of pins. Then obviously, what they won't fit in the wrong place.
Yeah.
So you've got those two that look the same. The next one should be an extension speaker cable, which looks like it's going to be completely different.
Yeah, got that here.
Okay. And next, you should have a cable tidy.
Yes, that is here. Let me open this.
Lovely little. It's like a tube with a spiral cutout.
Yeah, and this is my favorite thing in the whole world.
Oh, I'm gonna have to buy me some of those.
They are amazing. They just so I love them. This is my favorite. This is my favorite part of the build. I think I was in the element when we had to do the 2-leg ones. They just, I don't know, just make everything really nice and neat.
Yeah. So next you should have plastic studs times 12. It looks like you've got 3 little sprues of 4.
Yeah, that's right. They're all different shapes. Some are thin, some are long, some are slanted. So yeah, we've got them.
And lastly, looks like the highlight of the magazine, the sticker for the switchboard.
And yeah, that is in there. Mine's a bit creased, but it's there.
Oh, I don't want to crease.
And it looks back to front on. Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, I was going to say it looks back to front on our screen, but YouTube it's the right way around. That's what you said earlier, wasn't it? Okay, so
Fleetwood J is saying he loves watching all the R2-D2 builds and so tempted, but too much to do right now. My other half would kill me.
Yeah,
I think other halves are a big consideration with Partworks. It's sod the finances. It's what will the missus say?
I mean, I love this R2-D2 build. This is my favourite, and the problem is, obviously, I'm doing the DeLorean as well, as most of you know. But I wish I never started that because it's just been a headache from start to finish, and I don't think it's worth the money. Everything's just messed up on it. None of the lights work, and I don't want to go and buy EL wire and stuff because I shouldn't have to. That makes sense. I know it's cheap, but it's just
you should get provided with everything that you need for the build.
Yeah,
to at least a certain standard.
And what gets me is that when I watched the actual launch video, they had footage of the final product. They didn't have a load of dodgy lights around the flux bands. Theirs was all lit up nicely. So I'm wondering if they used the same thing, and then thought, oh, for us, we're just whacking something cheap.
Well, it's a bit naughty if they've gone out and bought upgraded equipment and then not told you that's what they've done. But then if they tell you they've done it,
yeah.
David Trapp has just asked, where would you buy those cable ties? My answer for that would be Banggood or AliExpress. I don't know if you've seen any about Horlicks.
No, I haven't actually. But yeah, I reckon, yeah, anything like that.
I absolutely love Banggood. There's so much. The Chinese components are so much better than they used to be. The only drawback is they do take about 2 or 3 weeks to arrive. So you really have to, if you want anything, you have to plan it in advance. There's a project that I'm doing that I've had to buy a load of electronic components and I need them now. And I've had to wait sort of 3-4 weeks. So it's a bit frustrating. But when you're doing, like with the R2 that I'm doing, I can plan slightly in advance on that one. So it's not so bad. But, yeah, if you do a search on Banggood, they've got just, yeah. Chris Cambling's off again, isn't he? Chris loves a good bang. Oh, sorry, Banggood too. Are you still there, Horlicks?
So I had a bit of a issue with the earphones. I've got a loose connection halfway, and it all went off, and it's not working. So it's all right. I've just shortened the cable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris, also, if you look at Banggood for an AliExpress for, as I know you do some Legos, rather than looking for Legos, maybe look at something like Lepin. They do some really good. I don't know how you would describe them. I would consider them as an alternative, but some people call them rip-off copies. But so much cheaper than buying a Lego. Anyway, sorry, I'm completely taking over your stream now, aren't I,
No,
Horlicks?
that's all right. Okay, right. Okay, let's all right, well, yeah, let's kick off then. So we're starting with step one.
Okay. So would you like to bring up my screen and I can tell you what
Already
you need to
done.
do? Okay, so you're going to need what looks like a half-naked R2-D2. And then the instruction says start by taking the extension speaker cable, which has a red and a black wire.
Okay, so I'm just adjusting the view.
Wow, that looks like an electronic dream.
Okay, so this is the half-naked R2.
Lovely.
Oh,
Oh,
and
that quality is really good now.
yeah, it seems to have changed all of a sudden. I haven't done anything. I've just started working.
Well, I can read the labels on your little plugs.
Okay, so we need to take the extension speaker cable. Yep, so I've got that in hand.
Yeah, so that should be a red and a black wire.
Yep. And then that's going to go into that says speaker.
Makes sense, doesn't it? So yeah, so stage 2 is locate the white speaker socket on the MCU.
Yep.
And I've lost stage 3. There we go, stage 3. And plug the end of the extension speaker cable into it. So we've actually got 3 stages to do one job.
Yeah, and I just need to get some tweezers because it's an absolute nightmare to get in there. So I'm going to line up the plug. Oh my god. Try and get it in.
Yeah. I feel your pain.
Hmm. It's not very good for people like me with ginormous hands.
Oh, it's a problem. I do hear part works are difficult if you have big hands.
Come on.
I'm trying to think of ideas there myself.
It's the trouble as well. What with the added pressure of actually being live, you just want everything to go as smoothly as possible.
Well, what I'm looking at, you've got that. There's like a silver piece of frame with a brown, red, and 2 yellow wires tied to it.
Yeah.
If you undid those screws, could you get that little bit of frame off, or would that remove a lot more? I can't see a join on the right-hand side.
Yeah, someone else did mention actually about removing some of these poles, but that has actually gone in now.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think we're good with that. And it's showing to put this wire underneath.
Yes, stage 4 says take the other end back over the sensor control board and under frame BF13.
Yeah.
And then stage 5 says so it is routed like this.
Yeah. Okay. So that seems to be like that.
That looks good to me. Yep, that looks like the magazine.
Brilliant. Okay, so what is the next job?
So stage 6 is take the C in labels from issue 97 and the cable that has plugs with rows of 5 holes. So that's a better way of describing it, isn't it?
5 holes.
Yeah. So that'll be the 10-pin connector.
Yes. And
so the C in labels, they look like things on black sprues.
yes, we've got C in.
And then look, there's 2 in the magazine, so I assume that that's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So take them off.
So
Yeah.
stage 7, clip 1 label near to the white plug. Obviously undo the cable first.
Okay.
That's quite a nice little idea, isn't it? Doing them like that. So I'm guessing both of those labels are identical.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they both say C in.
Okay, so you want 1 over the white plug, and then stage 8 will say, and 1 near to the red plug.
Okay. Just put that on there. It's a little bit tight.
You're a little bit off camera there.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. I mean, we know what you're doing. Right, got to make sure they are the 5 pins, otherwise I'll go wrong, says Chris Campling. David Trapp says that he struggled with the earlier bit as well because he's got big hands and dodgy fingers.
Oh, yeah. It's really hard, isn't it? To just get. I think we should have. I don't know. I'm sure there would have been an easier way to get that done. Maybe like before before
Yeah,
putting it into R2, perhaps like wire up connections and just have like a giant plug or something. I don't know. Okay, well there you go. That's those 2 labelled up as C
lovely.
in.
So, the stage 9, you need to take issue 97's H out labels. So that again, that looks like it's on a little black sprue with just 2 bits on it.
Yep, that's the here.
And you need the cable that has plugs with rows of 6 holes. So that's a 12-hole connector.
Yeah, that is this one here.
And you'll never guess what you're going to do next.
Oh, I don't know. I'm stuck. Do we plug this in now?
No, what you do is you got to make yourself a cup of tea. Just joking. So you clip the H out labels near to both plugs.
Okay, so that's 1. And 2. Okay.
Okay, so now you need to lay out the cables so that on each end, basically like it is now, you've got a white plug next to a red plug. And you also need to take the cable tidy.
Okay.
Why they've done it that way, I don't know. Possibly to identify the colours. Okay, and then you just need to twist around both cables to keep them together. So we'll see how you do this.
Oh, my favourite bit.
So therapy.
Once I get it started, of course.
Yeah, because now you're doing it live on air, you know it's not going to go smoothly.
I'm
just going to give you a little warning while you're doing that. This morning I broke my chair and I've actually ordered a new one which will be delivered today between 7 and 10. So I may have to disappear for about 15 minutes when I get a text message to say Argus will be here in 10 minutes. So I hope you can live without me for 10-15 minutes.
I'm sure we might be able to manage, perhaps. Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. We'll see.
Okay, I'm getting there.
Chris Campling says it's a knack. He also says he's quite happy to help.
Brilliant. Okay, I think we have a nice cable that's
That does actually look very neat. So that's actually stage 13 as well, which says continue until you have a cluster of cables like this. And are you ready for the next stage?
Yep, let's go for it.
Okay, so take the end that has the red H out plug and a white C in plug. We'll see if it's worked out correctly.
Which is both ends.
Oh, they're both the same, are they?
Yeah, you got H in and C out.
Hang on.
H out and C in.
H out should be on the red one.
Yes.
Right. So on the red H out,
Yep.
the white should say C in.
Yes.
So I assume that on the other end, it's white H out and red C in.
Yes.
Oh, that's clever, isn't it? It just worked.
Okay, so this end I need first.
Okay, so you need the red H out and fit the red plug into the 6x2 pin socket in the board fitted in stage 66. Route the cable over the metal frame as in step 17, which, given we're only up to stage 15, right, so I'll do that sentence by sentence. Fit the red plug into this 6x2 pin socket.
Okay.
In the board fitted in stage 66. So is that board that we looked at earlier on that had the nice clear labels?
No, this is inside the dome. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Plug into the right. So we want the red H out, and that is going to go inside the dome.
In the board fitted in stage 66.
Okay, again, you need.
Fiddly tiny weeny hands.
Oh, that wasn't too bad actually.
Do you need to be Edward Tweezer hands?
Yeah. Okay, yep. So that is that in.
Okay, so stage 16 says so you can fit the white plug into this 6x2 pin socket in the PCB from stage 99.
Oh, okay. So
Being careful not to touch the PCB itself.
okay, yep.
Okay, has that gone in?
Yep.
Okay, and use a cable tie to secure the cable tidy to the adjacent arm of the Y-shaped pivot support. Now, are these cable tidies that they've supplied you with?
Yeah, the one that's on the cable. Well, yeah, I think it's just the one we've just put on the cable.
Okay, because I don't recall them giving you any cable tidies today.
Yeah, it's the springy bit. group these
No,
cables.
you want a cable tidy over that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, I've got them out. We had them in a
Okay.
previous issue.
It would have been nice, unless I missed it in the magazine, where I do the Millennium Falcon. It's sorry, the Harley Davidson. It says these are the bits that you've got that you'll need for this magazine, but it also says take these parts from previous issues. So I don't see that today. So like
No,
take the cable tidies from such and such an issue.
they seem to just do it as and when they feel like it, to be honest.
Not trying to take anything away from the build because it does look fantastic.
Okay, so
Okay, the next stage will be pull the cable tie tight and clip off the surplus. And that looks like you're doing it in exactly the same position as the magazine.
there you go.
And that is that part done. Because the next page says fitting the head and back.
Okay,
So are you suitably impressed with that part?
I am. That's gone on lovely, and it's
Okay.
neat.
Oh, Chris Campling is going to have a field day with this section. Fitting the head and back. Handle the head with care. You may find it easier with a helper who can hold it steady from step 3 on.
There's a lot of sexual innuendos in this, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see Chris on his build have help handling his head.
Maybe Chris doesn't need help handling his head.
Uh, I struggle
Okay,
with
so
that.
I'm afraid you're actually on your own on this one.
Okay,
So stage 1 is take the shorter spindle provided with issue 96.
okay, so that should be in my box of tricks.
Box of tricks.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, stage 2, and fit it down through the pivot support all the way into the bearing at the top of the R2-D2's dome.
Yeah.
Okay, stage 3, hold the dome close to the top of R2-D2's body so that you can feed the bundle of cables down past the dome drive shaft. And this, I believe, is what is called a slip ring.
Hmm. Okay, let me just adjust my camera.
You adjust away.
That's what I mean. It's difficult to try and get all this in shot.
Yeah. I'm really struggling with that myself. I mean, you're doing a half size one. Try doing a full size one and getting it under the camera.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare.
Oh, like zoom screens.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. So. Okay.
So it looks like he's inserting the cable tidy thing, snaky thing, in through the hole. I'm sure I could have phrased that a little bit better.
Okay. So down through here.
All right, let me just expand so I can see a bit better. It looks like it's going through that little black semicircle ring. Can anyone else confirm?
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that looks right.
Oh, it is. Stage 4 confirms that. Through the D-shaped guide of the cable retainer and through the square hole on the right of the motor support.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
I assume you're not 100% trusting me and looking at your magazine as well.
No. All right, well, occasionally, but that sounds about right because that would make sense because the plugs are that side. So, sorry, it's difficult to see.
Right. Chris Campbelling says the spindle looks too long. And David Trapp says when you put the head on, you will notice that the lightsaber cable will brush against the head mortar frame slightly as it rotates. This is why
Yes,
people's cables are breaking.
I fixed that with, you can see, with a load of hot glue.
Right.
And
There is quite a lot of hot glue there, isn't there?
yeah, and I've there is clearance, so it doesn't seem to hit anything. So I've bent them right back.
Right. Okay, I'm just going to read you the next instruction.
Oh,
I think I should have just got in there quicker because it says using 2 fingers to stop the spindle from dropping out, invert the dome and offer it up this way round.
as for the spindle, Chris, I did just check. This is the shorter one of the two I've got because the other one's in the stand. Okay, so we're going to put it in.
Yeah, so you can feed the spindle into the drive shaft. This looks like a really big issue, doesn't it?
Oh, okay. So I think, excuse the mess in the room. I've got the Christmas decorations over there.
I hope you've
And
taken them all down because it's unlucky to have them up beyond 12
yeah,
after
they're all
Christmas.
down. They're just waiting to go in the loft.
I tell you, I was driving my bus yesterday and I was like, oh, hang on, I've got a text message. Right, I am going to have to disappear because I've just had my 10-minute warning from Argus.
Okie doke.
I do apologise.
No, that's all right. I'll take over for a bit. I'll
Okay,
see you soon.
see you shortly.
Right, okay. So now I'm going to have to go to manual mode. Sorry about the camera angles, guys. It's ridiculous. So the head's on. I think. Best luck in the finals. Thank you. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, that is the. That's great. Yeah, it does seem okay now, doesn't it? It seems to be generally quite flush. But the only other spindle I've got is this one that actually came with the stands, and that's quite long. So we fitted the head. The cables seem to be in the right sort of way. The assembly will now look like this, which it does. And as you can see, possibly, it does just clear. See, where I've hot glued that together, yeah, where I've hot glued that, there is enough room there now. You know, I can run a screwdriver under that, so I think that's okay. But whether it still works, I don't know because I had to bend it up. Hurry up, back. Okay, so what we doing? Done that. We've done that. Send me a note. Right, done that. So let's move on. Should be able to turn the head both ways. Yeah, that's that way. And that way. Make sure the cables you routed in step 4 are not tangled. No, that's fine. Fit the white H out plug into the large white socket on the right hand side of the MCU. Okay, so this is going to be the interesting part, isn't it? Trying to get my hand in there. So we're going into this white plug here, and I'll get that the right way around. Okay. I know you had trouble with this, Chris, didn't you?
How are you getting on?
Just struggling to put a plug in.
Okie dokie.
Are you
Well,
back
that
now?
was, yeah, it was a bit of good fortune. I just went downstairs and the Argus guy had just pulled up. But I do love this 10-minute warning thing they give you. Oh, excuse me, I'm out of breath because but I'm happy now because I've got a chair that's not going to kill me. Oh, I really loved that director's chair I had, but sadly not to be.
Okay, I know you can't see much on the stream because my hands are in the way, but this is really quite tricky.
Okay, what stage are you up to, just so I can do a catch up?
Okay, I've got that in. We are on stage 12.
Really? You've
Fit
really
the
progressed then.
fit the white H out plug into the large white socket. Well, no, there was a load of all it said was to fit the dome and then turn the dome back and forth to make sure that it was free of snagging wires and things. So we did that.
Okay.
So now we're on 13.
Okie dokie. So 13. Fit the red C in plug into the red socket further down the MCU.
Okay, so
MCU, I'm guessing, is meaning motor control unit.
I think it's the micro control unit.
Okay.
Oh my good God. How did you do this, Chris? Did you just struggle for ages? You do need like tweezer hands to do this, but I don't think tweezers are going to help me. Um, ah, ah.
Chris says it. Yep, it was a pain in the behind. It also says that MCU stands for Marvel Cinematic Universe. So are we merging Marvel and Disney now?
Okay, so that has now gone in.
That looks very nice.
And I've got free movement both ways. So
does that dome rotate freely through 360 degrees, or does it just go 180 degrees each way?
yeah, 180 and then it
Right.
stops.
Because I'm really interested. Before about a month or so ago, I didn't really understand what a slip ring meant. And I did make a question about, well, how does the wires not get tangled up? Someone explained about a slip ring, and it's a way that the dome can move around. Apparently, it works the same way as your car steering wheel. Kind of all the wires kind of go through a hole in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of still intrigued to know how that works.
Okay, so that is that done.
Okay, so you're up to stage Have you cut the surplus off?
No, we're on stage 14 now.
Right,
So
sorry. Right, okay. So use another cable tie to secure the bundle of cables to the motor support.
okay.
Can I just say that baseball cap is actually growing on me? I said it just before the stream. I said I don't think it suits him. It's not that it looks bad. It's just that I'm not used to seeing him with a baseball cap. But it's kind of growing on me now. You look like a real builder now.
Okay.
Chris says you've got to leave excess at the top.
Okay, I'll try. Yeah, that seems to be okay. So I'll cut that.
Lovely. So pull it tight and cut off the surplus.
Okay.
So if I can regain control of my mouse, that
So
looks
that's
nice.
what I've ended up with there.
Right, so it says stand the back panel alongside R2-D2.
Okay, so that's this part here.
Yeah. Take the speaker lead you fitted earlier and feed it out at this point of the frame. So it looks like it's going to go down and then just to one side of a little upright support. And then stage 18 is so you can connect it to the lead on the speaker lead excuse me, I've got hiccups, I'm so sorry. So you can connect it to the plug on the speaker lead fitted to the back panel.
Okay. Yeah, that's connected.
Okay, so route the cable neatly round the base of the back panel. So it looks like there's some clips in the back panel. From the speaker, it seems to go up, then across through a little black holder, and then kind of comes down, but I can't see what's underneath the guy's thumb.
No, the black holder you can see is the tab that says
Right.
speaker. So I assume it just
Oh, okay then.
just hold it there and so it doesn't snag.
Right. Okay. So make sure it's all inside the body as opposed to being trapped on the edge.
Okay.
David Trapp says it looks all pucker, which is a good word, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that word.
Yeah. Chris Cambling's also said, don't screw it together until it works. Trust me, otherwise it will be a pain to unscrew again.
Okay, he's together.
Okay, so yeah, you've jumped ahead there. Offer up the panel to the frame, fitting it all the way forwards until it's flush with the front panel.
Okay.
And then complete assembly. Make sure that the front and back panels go together without a significant gap. Although I've got to admit, on theirs, it looks like quite a significant gap. The gap between them of the dome should be an even 2.5 mil or less all the way around. Okay, so yours is looking a little bit big at the bottom on the right. But is that all going to get screwed together in the end?
It will do, yeah.
So it will probably come together then. Chris Cambling saying lift the dome up slightly.
It just seems to want to just fall back down and sit there.
Okay.
There is a gap at the bottom, but by the time it's been...
Right, the next stage says finishing touches. It's talking about the plastic plugs and fit and screws. Excuse me. But Chris has said not to put the screws in until you know it's working. So
Yeah,
did you want to skip that stage and then
yeah,
go
we'll
back
skip
to it?
that. Well, let's skip that and get to powering up, I suppose.
Okie dokie. Excuse me. Powering up. Right. You are now ready to install the batteries and power up R2-D2. Refer to stage 92 for information on testing and preparing the batteries, which must be done before installation. So have you done that?
Yes.
Lovely. These steps guide you through the whole process, but you should also read pages 14 and 15 carefully to see what happens when he powers up. So should we go to 14, 15, or should we carry on?
It's up to you.
Well, it's your
Let's
build.
see. No, I think I know what it's supposed to do. I think because I've seen enough videos.
Okay.
So,
Are you guys out there okay with that?
and obviously, yeah, I think the viewers should. Well, I know Chris Camplin knows what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. Okay. So stage one, take your 6 prepared batteries and the special short screwdriver.
Yeah.
Assuming the screwdriver, yeah. Okay, stage two, undo the screws holding the battery access panel and slide it forward and down.
Okay, so I'm just going to undo the back panel. Oh, I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. I like to say I've got every confidence. Now to undo his bum.
Oh yeah, Chris. About the sticker, that is in one of the previous steps, but I'm just going to leave it off for the minute so I can see what's what for this live, and then I'll finish up afterwards. I'll put that on afterwards. Okay, so his bum's come off.
Right. Okay, slide it forward and down so that you can take hold of the battery box and slide it out.
Okay, yep.
Unscrew the 2 screws holding the battery box cover. So you can slide it forward and release it.
Okay, so that's one out. Two. Okay.
Okay, so slide it forward and release it.
Yep.
Make sure that the main switch under R2-D2 remains turned off. And it says step 14, but I just read that funny. My eyes went blurry. I read that as September the 14th.
So off.
Okay.
I think it's off. Let me just have a look.
Doesn't hurt to double check.
He's off.
Right. Okay, so we have a diagram. I will read this, although everybody knows that I've seen it on the forums. Key battery specifications. Type 18650 lithium ion. Voltage 3.7 volts, brackets nominal. Terminals button top. No protection. Capacity 2600 mAh. Is that mega something?
Milliamp.
Milliamps. This is ideal, but R2-D2 will work with a capacity of 2000 milliamps or lower. Buy 6 identical batteries at the same time from the same batch. See stage 92 for more details.
Okay, yeah. So I've got some Samsung 30Qs from 18650. I think most people have got these ones. I found them and recommended them. These are 3.7 lithium ion. They've got a button on them. These are 3000 milliamp, but it just means they take longer to charge and I'll get more of
They'll
a
hold, right. So they'll
hold
take
longer.
longer to discharge as well, will they?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris Campling says these batteries last for a very long time. David Trapp says he's had his up and running since Christmas Day and enjoyed him ever since.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
Chris Counting says, thank you again for finding the batteries, Horlicks.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you. No, it's just, I mean, I just, yeah, I saw them and it was brilliant because the guy who was at 18650 asked me to send him a picture of my R2. And it's great that he's done the discount for everyone as well.
Right, so fitting these batteries, you've got 4 going in one way and 2 going the other.
Yeah.
So on the fit the outer edge one first, and it looks like the negative is going close on the same side as the wire. So the positive end will be the opposite end to where the wire is.
Right, yeah.
And then fit the other 5 batteries. So the next one will go the same way with a positive up. The next 2 will go the opposite way. Can you just move your right hand away? Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, sorry. My bad. I mean, I can see it's got a little picture on it. So then the next 2 will go the other way. It's what confused me there is because the way you're fitting them, it's actually upside down from how the magazine is.
Right.
So I had to just kind of turn my mind around a little bit. Have you put numbers on your batteries?
I did because I charged them all and then I wanted to write down the voltages to make sure they were all
Right.
all even.
See, that's typically you, Horlicks. You've put those, but you won't put 2 in before 1, will you now?
No, I've done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know. Right, so I assume they're fitting the cover now.
Right. Stage 6, refit the battery box cover and its screws. So you're basically going to do what you've just done in reverse. Hooray, we've got the Aurea.
Oh, I love it. Although my heads are really starting to wear out. So,
I've been using mine for so many different things. In fact, actually, I've you won't believe this, but my director's chair that broke today, I disassembled that with the Aurea. I've actually found a little Allen key plug that's big enough.
yeah.
And a couple of the screws were in really, really tight. And I thought, oh, I bet I'm going to end up breaking my Aurea. And it just held up, no problems.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So the next part is an awful long read, and I may end up reading it 2 or 3 times. Don't do this until I finish reading. Right, a bit of advice: with every battery, the negative of the battery always goes to the spring side of the connections. Yeah, that's Chris says that. Right, so plug the mains adapter into R2-D2.
Oh, hang on. I've still got the battery hanging
Do you know,
out.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Right, so slide the battery box into its mount. Sorry, I was jumping ahead. I do that on the Rootmaster, don't I? So I'm assuming that the only time you're going to have to remove that battery box is when your batteries are completely useless.
Yes, I
Because
think
you'll
so.
charge it from the main socket.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting really excited now.
I'm getting nervous in case it don't do what it's supposed to do.
Don't be nervous. It'll work.
Bless him. Chris had so many issues when he first did his, but luckily he managed to find the problem. And I think I'm more dreading, not that it doesn't work, but the dread of having to strip it all down because you can see how fiddly it is. So that the worst thing you want to do is have to strip back.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is battered up.
Okay, so plug the mains adapter into R2-D2, plug the other end into the mains and turn it on. Leave it for a couple of seconds, then turn off and unplug both ends. Then in bold type, this is a protection procedure to activate the battery, and without doing this, R2-D2 won't turn on. You do not need to repeat this process, and in future the adapter is only used to recharge the batteries. If R2-D2 is turned on, his front red stroke blue status light will change color and flashing sequence to indicate the charge level. Bracket, see the online user guide for details.
Okay.
So do you want me to run through that again?
No, that sounds okay.
Okie dokie. So we are going to plug the mains adapter into R2-D2. Do you want me to get my fire extinguisher ready?
We could do, but I think it's going to be useless where you are.
Yeah.
It's too far. By the time you get here, the house will be gone.
Let's have a quick fun poll. How many people think it's going to work and how many people don't? See how confident you are. Put me down for it will work. Okay, so now you plug the other end into the mains and turn it on, then leave it for a couple of seconds.
Okay. I'm going to plug it in.
Doesn't say anything about switching on at the R2-D2, just the mains.
Right, it's in.
Okay. So I'll leave it up to you exactly what a couple of seconds is. Is there any implications for leaving it in for too long?
I suppose that's been in there a little while, isn't
Okay.
it? So now we can remove.
So turn it off and unplug both ends.
Yeah.
Okay. I am quite religious anyway, but I've said a little prayer there. Okay, so that is a protection procedure to activate the battery, and without doing this, the R2 won't turn on. You do not need to repeat that process, and in future, the adapter is only used to recharge the batteries. If R2 is turned on, his front red-blue status light will change color and flashing sequence to indicate the charge level. So are you ready for stage 13?
Yes. Let's go.
Right. Turn on the main power switch under R2-D2's body. So
Yeah.
everyone's got faith in you.
Oh, I'm scared. Right, it's on.
Is on. Should it do anything? Oh,
Ah,
stage 14. Read the next 2 pages so you are familiar with how to control R2-D2. Then press the bottom button, which is power on and off. That's on the coin slots. He will jerk forward about 2 centimeters to calibrate his motors, rotate his head in both directions, make a noise, and illuminate status displays to indicate that he is ready for action.
okay.
I'm really, my heart is, I'm so excited now.
I've lost half of the stuff in this issue though.
You've lost half of the stuff in the issue.
I've lost the sticker and the things, but never mind. We'll find them in a minute. Okay, so now we turn them on.
Go on.
Oh,
Oh,
it's turning its head.
he should then make a noise and illuminate. Yes!
Okay, so that's it then.
I was a bit worried because I thought he'd make the noise before his status lights,
Yeah.
because that's what it says in the magazine. Oh, I'm really excited. It works.
So now we need to know what it does. So arms in and out is 2.
Oh, get in there.
Oh. Okay, and then we put the eject motor in. Oh. Oh. Which is... Oh! It's off! Okay.
I can't find where the... oh, there we go. The lightsaber go up and down is button 3.
That works, yeah.
So button 4 is the pairing mode, connection mode. And switch connection mode with button 5. And obviously button 6 is the power.
Someone's like, it's alive!
Have you
So,
tried button 1 yet? Go into patrol mode.
okay, 1.
Because hasn't he got distance sensors on it?
Yeah. It's struggling on the carpet.
Yeah, give him a nudge.
Yeah, I don't think he likes carpet.
You'll have to patrol the kitchen then. He doesn't like that at all, does he? Oh, well done. David Trapp says, thank God for that. Another R2 works. Well done, all pucker. I am really so happy. I cannot express it.
Oh, it's amazing. I can't believe it's a shame it doesn't work on carpet. I thought it might have worked a little bit better, to be honest.
It's probably to do with the size of the wheels, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think there is a fix for it. You can make the front. I think it's the front.
Have you got really thick carpet there?
Oh,
I don't know what that bit is, but he likes it, doesn't he?
yeah. Oh, it's not too thick. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's not too thick, the carpet, but okay, well, that's brilliant. Well, at least he works.
Yeah. And you didn't seem to have any. Well, I think you've managed to sort of look at what the potential problems were. This is one of the advantages of not doing the build on the day it comes out, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you can see where the problems are. But I'm really happy it all works. Right, well, while you have a little play, I'm just going to disappear for 2 minutes.
Okay.
She'll be back shortly.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, do you know what? It's such a relief that it actually works. The next thing though is I'm going to have to sort out the foot. I think there was someone did a fixed, and they put an extra washer in with the front caster wheel. Is that right? Obviously, he can. The kitchen is a hard floor. But I suppose I could just do him, play with him in the kitchen when I need to play with him. Obviously, I've got the app to sort out yet and try and get that all to work. But yeah, hey R2. I'm not sure how the voice thing works yet. Hey R2.
Have you not connected it up yet properly?
No, I still need to do the phone app, but I can do that
Okay.
on a separate, because that's going to take a little while. But I'm just trying to. I was just wondering if it was supposed to voice activation, but it's not doing anything. Let me power him down. He is quite quiet. Hey R2. Hey R2.
Is he ignoring you?
Yeah.
You've been a naughty little droid.
Oh, R2-D2. R2-D2. Arms. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Arms. 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 He's a bit temperamental, but it did do the arms.
there we go.
Okay, brilliant. Right, so I'm going to turn him off for the minute because we need to screw him together, don't we? Quick.
We do.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to have to at some point take his foot apart and maybe have a play with the front caster wheel. Okay, so it's just a case of screwing him back together.
Okay. So I'm just trying to frantically scroll up and find the instructions. There we go. Right, so I'm ready whenever you are.
Yep, good to go.
Okay, so stage one, make sure the front panel is aligned with the hole in the frame and insert a 2.5 by 6 mil screw to hold it in place. And it looks like that screw hole just, well, roughly where the arm is pointing.
Okay. It's not that. I always struggle with these screws. Okay, yep, got a screw. So one in there.
Okay, fix the top of the back panel in the same way.
Oh, hang on, it's not fitting. Okay.
Okay, stage three, then use 2 more screws to secure the base of both panels. Repeat steps 1 to 3 on the other side of the R2-D2. Oh, sorry, that's that's stage 2. Fix the back panel. Sorry,
No, it's all right. I see what
racing
you mean,
ahead.
Chris. It's a pain, isn't it? Because they have to line up exactly, or else it's not happening.
I can really see how it was good advice not to screw them in though, because if you had needed to unscrew that, you'd have had to go through all of that and gone through all of that, then gone through all of it in reverse, and then do it again.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm doing step 3 now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and then the other screw is next to it.
Yep.
And then repeat that on the opposite side.
While I'm screwing these up, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been with me this evening. It was very, very last minute, but no, I'm glad that everyone was here with me to do this final stage.
it would be such a shame if it didn't work. Is there anybody who's actually done it and not been able to sort it out? That would be a real, imagine going through all of this for 100 weeks and it not working.
Mm. Okay, that's his other side screwed up.
Lovely. So then we've got 3 types of plastic plugs to use in the different screw holes. You've got some short ones which are labelled A.
Yes, got them.
The straight up and downy ones are labelled B. Excuse me for my technical terms. They're longer, but they go straight up.
Yeah, got them.
And then
Yeah.
the C ones, they're longer, but they go at an angle, roughly a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
And separate them from the sprue. The
Mm-hmm.
short curved plugs A go into the top holes in the front and back panels.
Okay, so that's these ones. Oh, just drop one. Yeah, that's one in.
Okay.
And just get the other one. Are we doing all 4 of the top ones at
Yeah,
once?
all 4. Well, it's up to you, but you've got them out now, haven't you? Yeah, Chris, David Trapp, sorry, saying it's been emotional over the past couple of years, but together we got there. As I was going to say, how do you feel? Do you have any parts where you thought, "Oh my God, what am I doing?"
No. I think that just the whole build generally has been absolute pleasure, to be honest. Obviously, apart from the screws
Yeah.
not being labelled probably quite as well as I'd probably liked them to have been,
Mm.
everything went together perfectly. I mean, you know yourself by the first few issues that you got, everything just goes together beautifully. The screw,
Yeah.
I've never had issues with screws; they just glide in. I've never had to use oil or anything like that. It's just absolute, yeah, just been a pleasure. Okay, so that's the top ones put in. So now the
Okay.
strong, long,
So the
straight one.
next ones are the straight plugs. The ones that we B, the longer straight up and downy ones, they go into the bottom holes of the front and back panels. I think you were one step ahead of me there, weren't you? I was trying to over explain it.
No, that's all right. There you go. Brilliant. That's them in.
Okay, and the longer curved plugs go into the holes in R2-D2's power packs on his legs.
Okay, that's these ones. Oh, okay, it's over here. So yeah, the only ones I'm missing are the ones from the leg. But yeah, I remember now that I did cut them because it said put them in, and I thought, well, they can't because they're not the right shape. So I,
Okay, I've noticed that you've got 4 plugs on C, but you've got 8 holes.
here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And then
Or have you already got some plugs for the other one?
there's 2 up here missing.
Right.
But no, the other one. Oh, of course. Yeah, the other side. I must have some more. Of course I have. I have got some more. I don't remember it telling. I must have missed a step in one of the issues, but I don't remember it telling me to fit them. But I do have a. Yeah, I do have another set.
That's good then.
So let me turn him round, and I'll get the other ones. They are.
Souls has built issues 1 to 64 in 3 days using Chris and Horlicks' YouTube channel. It was a brilliant build. Oh, excuse me.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. I don't know. I've been talking and my
I
headphones came
haven't
undone.
heard you. Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't heard a word you said.
Okay, so I was just replying to Sol. Yeah, thank you for that comment. My YouTube channel. What I was saying was I was chatting away to myself. Um, Obviously, I wasn't actually going to do it on YouTube. I just really like to try doing the build, and my friend at work said, "Oh, you should do it on YouTube," and I thought, "Nah," because it just felt a bit alien to me, like sitting away chatting to myself. And but the more you do it, you get used to it, don't you?
Yeah.
And it has been fun, and I've met some amazing people on the way, and yeah, just brilliant, really. It's just a shame. Obviously, my desk is really small, and when things are like this big, as you can see now, I'm struggling to get it all in shot. But there's not really a lot I can do.
But you've only got so much space, haven't you? You just got to work with what you've got.
That's it. Okay, so I've put all the plugs in. So now I guess I need to stick the sticker on.
Yeah. So the sticker, open the right hand door to the tools compartment. Does that door actually open? Is that just manually or can it open automatically?
No, these are manual, but I have seen someone on the Facebook group do a mod and all of these open with servos.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just open manually. And this one here. It did. Yeah, there you go. And then you've got its little tools that can come out.
Fantastic.
And this one here.
Now, the one on the right, as we're looking at it, they're the gripper arms, aren't they? And the one on the left, as we look, is the interface arm.
Yeah.
So you need to stick the sticker on the inside of the door, the one that's closest to the coin slots. You'll have that memorized in a couple of days, won't you?
Yeah. Okay, I think that'll do. So then I know what he does. But yeah, I already know. Obviously, the bottom one's on off, top one's patrol mode.
Yeah.
Then arms, then lightsaber. So it's just these other two, which is to do with the connections, the connection to Wi-Fi and all that, and the connection mode. So yeah, there we go. Then that is it. He's done.
So I'll just give you a moment to get all emotional and cry.
No, I won't cry. But no, it has been a really, really good build, and really good builds. So there he is.
So now you've got someone to talk to when you're doing your builds.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't reply very nicely. But maybe because there's too much going on, I'll have to have a play with him. So I just hope I can get the rest of the issues from things. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I have got a couple of issues, but I don't actually know what issues they're from. Oh, hang on, what's this? I've got a spare 84, and I can't remember why I got that now. Which is the arms.
Are they the arms? Yeah.
Arms and the motor that drives them, and the clutch system. I think it was because my wires on the motor were sort of hanging out. That's right. They weren't sealed properly in the top of the motor, and there was like bare wires. But I actually, in the end, put some hot glue on it.
Right.
So I'm hoping.
Is that a DC motor in there then?
I think so.
Or is that a servo?
No, it's an actual motor, but it's got a gearbox system sort of built into it with various cogs and things.
Fair enough.
But yeah, as I've said, they'd be struggled without doing builds along. No problem. As I say, we're all here. Like, there is one YouTuber that's that I'm not going to mention, that I don't think is part of the role, but generally, everyone's just a massive family now, aren't they? All these.
This is what surprised me with. I mean, I've been doing part works now for a year, and my experience with YouTube comes from wargaming. Now, you're always going to get exceptions to the rules, but generally with wargaming, everyone is just so helpful and will just chip in and help out. And I don't know. I don't really know why it surprised me, but the Partworks community is exactly the same. People will just jump in and help wherever they can.
Yeah.
And they're special. Really special community.
That's it. It's just, there's always someone to help, and it's brilliant to see.
Yeah.
I'll say there's only one exception to that rule, but generally.
Chris Campling, I wouldn't have anything to do with.
No, he's brilliant. He makes me laugh as well.
Yeah.
So
And everybody, nobody's like the same as anybody else. No one is better than anyone else, but everybody's different.
yeah,
And between the whole community, it's they offer. I mean, I suspect that there's people that would respond best to you, and some people that might respond best to Chris Campling, and someone else might respond better to World of Wayne, etc., etc.
yeah,
But between everybody, if you're watching someone's video and you think, oh, I'm not too sure about this, well, I'll just wait a couple of days until, say, Robbie Bobby's video comes out.
yeah. Oh, I see. I mean, he's just so funny.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought, well, he's going to do the.
I don't. The thing is, I'm not. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and he does, but I'm not sure he knows actually quite how funny he is. I don't know.
Which makes him funnier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's just things he comes out with.
Yeah.
Like the end of one of his, when he finished his issue 100, got your polish your head. Yeah, I know. I've got to polish my head, Chris.
Yeah, only Chris Campling would come out with that, wouldn't he?
No, I think it was just like anyway, that's enough of R2 now. Let's back to me.
Fleetwood J says, brilliant Horlicks, pat on the back for that amazing build, well done. And I think that would be, probably couldn't sum that up better myself.
I'm just glad it worked first time.
Oh, I had every faith in you, Horlicks.
So the only downside now is it's not working very well on the carpet. But saying that, this carpet in here is more fluffier than downstairs, because downstairs it's obviously always in constant use. So I think it might work downstairs, but we'll see.
It'll work in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, your cats would love that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they're going to be running around. So they're going to wonder what the hell's going on.
Maybe you can get a little trailer for R2 and put a little cat bed on the trailer.
Yeah. But obviously I will, well, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? But obviously I will try and follow up with a video one. I'm not going to do the app now because I need to sit and read the manual and mess around, and I've kept everyone long enough. But I will do like a little update video of the app working and stuff, and all the LEDs lit up and etc.
Excuse me, so sorry.
So I've ended up with lots of screws left.
Oh, they come in handy for other builds.
Loads of screws. I mean, there's just but yeah, as you say, handy for other builds. I've got one cable tie
Somebody else
left.
needs them because they've run out of screws.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. So if anyone's
there's a couple of part workers, they don't seem to get sent enough screws, do they?
No. Or I mean, maybe some, and also some people bin them.
Yeah.
Which is obviously generally you'll probably be all right, but with this build, but you might not be so lucky on some others.
Yeah.
It's always handy to keep them, I think, 100%.
Yeah, and funnily enough, when I've done little projects,
Oh,
you might just need a small screw, just a little something, and it's like, oh, I'm glad I've got those screws left over.
Yeah. I know, I forgot. See, you tell I'm quite new to this streaming lot because we've been having a little chat away, and you haven't been on the. I've just realised I had to change the camera angle.
Yeah, that's all right. It's while I've not been there, I've actually been cleaning up the print that I've just finished.
Oh yes, yeah, I like that. I did one of those in white.
Okay.
Might be able to use them on the X-Wing. Yeah, do you know what? I don't know what to do. I want to do the X-Wing, but I don't, because for me it's the money, and I'm already doing 3-part works. This as you probably already know, a lot of people, this I didn't actually pay for this R2-D2. My good friend bought it for me as a birthday present, like obviously 2 years ago. So I haven't been paying for it, but I have been obviously paying for the DeLorean and the Route Master. But I wish I never did the Route Master, to be honest.
You wish you hadn't.
Nah,
Why?
not the Route Master. Sorry.
I
I
was
mean,
going to say,
I mean the
I was
DeLorean.
about to burn you at the stake for saying that.
No, I mean the DeLorean. I'm not. Yeah, I wish I'd never really done the DeLorean.
So can I persuade you to do a different project instead? Say, I don't know, a full-size R2?
Possibly, but I don't know if. I suppose it doesn't make any odds, does it? Because if we do, because like because obviously you're doing that, aren't you? And you're working out the costs, but I'll have to be quite strict with the weekly
Yeah,
payments. And for example, like when you get failed prints,
that's going to have to be your weekly print.
yeah, and if
And
it
then
doesn't
you'll
work,
have to do that one again. Yeah.
so it might be better if I start something a little bit smaller,
Oh,
perhaps.
forgive me for bringing it up if you didn't want me to bring it up, but we were talking about doing a project together, weren't we?
Yes.
I mean, the best candidate I've got so far is the snow speeder.
Did I see that?
Yes, but I don't know. I mean,
It
is
was
it
a
is
little
it worth
while ago, wasn't it?
is it worth chucking out to the audience? What I would like is a nice project that does something flashy, like perhaps a few bits of electronics in it, but also like a multiple part one so that we can make it bigger or smaller if we want to.
Yeah.
Like for the example, the Ecto One, I can get that on a 3D print model, but I can only get 1:50 scale. Now I can work out the dimensions, and I can make that bigger to make it the same scale as the one that's coming out with the part work, and I can get the fire station to go with it. Um, but it will mean slicing parts up because some of the parts are quite big. So we'd perhaps perhaps like the body might need to be sliced into about 10 different pieces and then print them off over 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe do you want to throw that out to the audience and we'll discuss it between us?
Yeah, yeah. Why not?
I've seen an what do you call it? An articulated the big four-legged thingy.
A four-legged thingy.
Star Wars AT-AT, the big. I forget what it's called. I'm sure it's AT-AT at.
Oh right, yeah.
I mean, do we go with something that is being done as a part work, or do we just go completely fresh idea?
I reckon. Well, it doesn't. Yeah, I suppose like a part work because we're going to do it in parts anyway.
I tell you what, Sol has just thrown out a C3PO out there. Oh, I will have a quick look to see if I can get a. I tell you what, can I show you this? This is an absolutely massive project, but there we go. There is a full-size robot out there. Do you know what? The BB-8 is something that I'm actually going to do. Can I ask a favour, Horlicks?
yeah.
Can you go over to, hang on, let me get the right view. This is something I'm looking at for future build. Let me just do the screen share. Right, could you possibly bring up my screen?
Yeah.
This is just an idea I want to throw out. Right, this is something that I've seen. This is an open source project for 3D printer called InMove, and it's a full-size robot. I've seen one person build it, and all of the prints are on, all of the files are online. I'm trying to think where, I think it's this one. And you can start wherever you want. That's not it. Here we go, parts library. And all you do is you just download the files and then put them together. So there's one other go. This is the face and the jaw.
All right. Well, that's good. And it's all used mainly white as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
A few
Yeah.
black bits.
I mean, it's 6 foot tall, but
That's got an Xbox Connect in it.
is it really?
Yeah. Xbox 360 Connect in the middle, just below his breast.
Okay. So this is the chest pieces. And I mean, that looks amazing. And there are resources out there as well. A couple of people have been doing it. And Sol is saying about a C3PO conversion. So yeah, that's a consideration. The only problem I see with this, it's a little bit like my R2 in that when you print the first couple of pieces off, there isn't really a lot you can do with it. It's not until you've got sort of 4 or 5 pieces that you can start to you start putting them together. But look, all the parts are together. There's instructions somewhere. Try and see if I can find foot, left hand. Let's have a look at the hand. Is amazing actually. You've got all these articulated fingers. But you see, just there, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 16 weeks worth of prints there just to do the hand. And then you got to put it together. So, you know, that's something that I am definitely going to do, whether I do it on my own. I'm just looking up C3PO. C3PO. 3PO. No, all I can find is masks or dolls.
That does look amazing, though.
Doesn't it? Okay, my computer's not loading very fast. This is probably about the best thing I can find with C3PO at the moment, which is a wearable mask. But I do really like the idea of a C3PO conversion. Johnny 5 is something that I'm looking into. The problem with Johnny 5 is you can get prints are out there for Johnny 5, but as a static model, it's fine. As soon as you start putting mechanics in it, it causes so much stress it just destroys it. So you have to do strengthening rods and things on it. K9 is something I've seen as well, and I would like to do K9. Do you remember K9, Horlicks? But the best one I found on that is as a partly wooden build. So I don't know if that's still interesting to you.
Well, it's something different.
And Wally would be great as well. I've not even looked at Wally.
Oh, I like Wally.
So yeah, there's ideas, and if there's any other people with 3D printers, maybe they could follow along, and we could perhaps do a live build every week.
I printed the
It's a shame we can't do a cross channel YouTube. No, that's not going to load up. My computer's really slow when I'm streaming or when I'm online. Plus, it's just quite slow anyway. So yeah, has that given you any ideas?
I like them all. I particularly like that robot thing, the
Yeah,
move, the row move, or whatever it was called. But
in Move.
in move, but
It's all open source.
what power is it? Is it just an Arduino,
Um,
or are we talking big stuff here now?
I do not know. Um, right, right. This is a tutorial for the Nervo board assembly. Notice that some pictures used in a previous model. The Nervo board for the Arduino Uno is almost the same, but you need to cut the Nervo board on the blue section. So there is a shop as well, so you can buy the parts. Finger start. Oh, Nervo board and components is €63. The Nervo board is 27.5 euros. You can buy a cap and a t-shirt. And that looks like all you need. Actually, I'll do a screen share.
And I suppose you need. Well, obviously, I saw a picture of the Connect 360 thing, so I assume we have to wire that in
Let me
somehow.
move this for 63 quid. It looks like this is all the connections you need. Right, is that? So we get for €63, you get a set of one shield board, 11 mini breakout boards, 14 connectors, more connectors, and a momentary tactile tact red push button switch 5-pin reset in the Arduino. Compatible with Uno, and then you've got a BOM for extra components, 3D printable spacer, resistors, LEDs. They're all cheap components. We're
Yeah.
talking pennies for those, aren't
Well,
we?
we've got them anyway.
3 meter standard ribbon cable, 14 connector. That's probably the most expensive at what, a couple of quid?
Mm.
Right. So Chris Camplick saying there's a half scale C3PO out there with some people have repainted and modded. That would be really good. I also noticed on Thingiverse, I don't know if it interests you, they do a restraining bolt, which obviously, if you scale that down to 50%, you've now got one that would work for R2-D2 and C3PO.
Mm.
And that's probably about 2-3 hour print, and then just paint it with some good metallic paints. So I think our three main ideas is Wally, Johnny Five, and this robot. I think the robot would be an absolutely massive project that would take years, and we wouldn't have much to show at the beginning.
Mm.
Because obviously, like if you're going to do starts, let's say for example, we start with the head, we're probably not going to have much to look at for about 4 or 5 weeks. But and I would also suggest printing that in a very high quality, and you probably wouldn't need to do any sanding or painting and just use it as is then.
Mm.
So Wally could be a good build. Johnny 5 is going to be a difficult build if you want to get it working.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It would be, yeah, because obviously it's all round, isn't it? So the print is going to have to be exceptional.
yeah,
Otherwise, I think it's going to just start snagging up, and
yeah,
that is the problem we face with that.
yeah.
Um,
Chris,
so
I really want to get your printer working. I don't know if there's anything I can do.
Yeah, I've seen the video. I don't understand. I know he's having a problem with the x-axis and the bumper, but to me, it looks normal. It does stop. I think it may be something to do with the bed leveling or
Right.
just
I know I've had trouble with bed leveling, and my printer's got to the point where if it's not perfectly leveled, it just doesn't want to know.
that it just just because the his printer does move, it's just when it hits the stop, but that's only in a, if it ever needs to stop. And it, I mean, my printer never touches the sides anyway.
Mm,
Um, so I just think it's down to leveling. I mean, it is so precise,
yeah.
and if it's got a wonk in it, it's not going to print
And
properly.
what I've noticed, I mean, I don't know how many points of level you get on the part work one, but I've got 4 leveling points. And what I find is if you move the bed up on one side, it actually pushes it down on the other.
Yeah.
So then you have to adjust the other side. So you might move that up, which then moves your first point down again. So you're just you it's like a little seesaw, isn't it?
Mm.
But each point does affect the other 3 points. You really need to be leveling it. And also, what I found is I think I fixed the problem now, but I've got a little bow in the middle of the plate. That was what my problem's always been. So what I've been doing is putting a layer of masking tape underneath the glass just to lift it ever so slightly. And now I've got it to a point where it's just about probably within about zero point 0.1 mil. Um, but it's always adjusting. And also, what I do is I keep my first layer at zero point 0.2 mil, regardless of the layer height. So if I'm doing a very like I did one the other day. Oh, I've got something to show you. I've been trying out new things. This doesn't look impressive. I don't know if you can see it.
A
This is
barrel.
this is nylon. First time I've ever used nylon, and I needed to put. It won't stick to the bed plate very well. You have to put masking tape down, um, and it needs to be done hotter and slower. But that is, I tried sanding it, and it's really hard. It's really tough. But that's going to be one of the wheels on the front wheel of the R. Sorry, on the center wheel of the R2. Um, so it's got to be hard wearing. Um, but yeah, I forgot what I was going to say now. Something about, oh yeah, so if I do like a zero point 0.5 or 0.05 millimeter layer height, I'll still keep the first layer at zero point 0.2 because I know I've got that where I can get it to stick. So you'll get your first layer will be quite thick, and then there'll be really thin layers after that. And even if I go up to a zero point 0.3 mil layer height, I'll still have the first layer height at zero point 0.2. And it just, otherwise I have to just keep adjusting the bed, and it's very awkward sometimes.
I've just seen Fleetwood J say that 3D printers are amazing but too complex for me to understand. Do you know what? I didn't have a clue about 3D printing, and I'd wanted one and just played around with it.
Yeah,
And then you have things wrong, and then you find you're googling it, and the first few weeks are quite frustrating because you just want it to work. But the more you look up on the internet about your own problems that you're having, you get to know about it, and then it just comes naturally, and then you sort of get to know your own printer, and you
yeah.
know what.
I found I was posting a lot on Facebook, going, "Oh, what's going on? What's happened?" And people are coming back really quickly with answers. And I'm at the point now where people are posting the same questions that I posted 4 months ago, and I'm just like, "Yeah, I had that problem. There's the answer."
Yeah,
And yeah, so anyway, I'm going to show this off to you because I'm just really excited about it. In fact, I might even change the camera angle. I when I order my filament, I get. I'm trying to figure out how do I do this. There we go. When I order filament, my supplier allows me to buy a um, a sample. So I get 10 meters of filament for free every time I order a roll. And this time they threw in a new filament, and it's let me grab some. Right. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. See if I can make this reach. Still on the roll. Right. So this time round, they sent me some green wood, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's quite rough. It feels like well, it's really rough, and you compare it to I haven't got any. There we go. This is normal filament, and it's really smooth and plasticky as you'd expect. But this is quite rough. So I did a little test print, and there's only really one thing I could think of that you can print with wood effect. I don't know if anybody wants to have a quick guess while I try and put this roll back on the printer.
It's amazing. I printed one of those, and but it was in white.
Yeah.
Because I think when I first sort of got talking to you, I said about that and what colours and things, but I just haven't got around to doing it.
Well, this is what I've printed. Still needs a bit of cleaning up. And that has come out. This is done on a 0.1mm layer height. But I think it's come out really well. But it feels like MDF. You know that board you can get? It's a little bit weaker than regular plastic. This arm has already broken off when I cleaned it. But it is absolutely amazing. I really like it. It's about £4 a roll more expensive than my usual filament, but £24 for a roll, that's not too bad. So I have a baby Groot now.
It is,
and I'm rather impressed. I really like the colour. It's brown, but it's got that kind of greeny tinge, and it kind of picks up the highlights really well. So, but it feels and it smells like, it doesn't smell like plastic. But it feels like it's made out of wood. It's just really weird. But I like him. He needs a bit of clean up. Normally with that stranding there, I would run a lighter around it, but I'm a little bit scared. In fact, I'm going to give it a go. But this does actually melt at a slightly lower temperature. Okay, that's actually done it. That's normally how I get rid of the little strands. Just flick a lighter over it. But don't keep it on long enough to melt the plastic.
No.
But it's plastic, but it feels like MDF. It's just really, really weird. And the detail is quite good. Oh, I got a really good focus then, didn't I? No, it's not going to happen, is it? Let's try the old white background.
Problem in it with these cameras, they're just a nightmare.
No, it doesn't want to know, does it? There we go. But I'm liking that. I'm really happy with that. So I might buy some of that, but it depends what I'm doing. Maybe if I do a big Groot.
Yeah, I think the one I printed was slightly, well, big, probably twice the size of that.
Yeah, well, I did reduce the size of this to 50%. It might even be the same file, you don't know, but I reduced it to 50% because I only had a 10-meter sample, and this used about 5 meters.
Actually, no, I think did it have the option to print the head separately?
Yes.
Yeah, I did my head separately and plugged it in.
Yeah, I couldn't. Actually, to be honest with you, when I looked at it, I thought the head was too big for the body, so I printed the whole one. But actually, it is right. He has got quite a large head for the body size. So
okay then. Well, I suppose we better call that an evening. It's 8:30.
Yeah, it's been a couple of hours, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I can't believe it. That's it then. So no more R2. He's done.
I'm upset now. Does
So
that mean that I'm currently one of the few people still doing R2 now then?
yeah, but you've got a special one.
It won't be by the time I've finished with it. I'm doing the easy bits now.
Yeah. So yeah, I expect we'll see you chucking things across the room and
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm like when I get just a tiny bit upset.
but yeah. No, so yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I suppose yeah, we better call it a night. I need to set the app up and everything and see if that works. I'm sure it will. And yeah, try them on the carpet downstairs and the floor. If not, I shall do the modification to the front wheel, but not tonight. Obviously, I'll do it in a week or two.
Yeah. Sol has just asked, is the technology there yet to scan what you want to print? Say the back seats of the Routemaster available for home use. There are ways to do it. Some people are doing it like taking pictures, and you can get software that will put all the pictures together. You can also buy a 3D scanner, but they are quite expensive.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I don't know how good they are. The reliability and quality of 3D printers has really accelerated over the last few years to the point that even the cheap ones are quite good now. But 3D scanners, I don't know. But I might end up buying myself one day. We'll see.
I did look up one of them actually, and they are a lot of money at the moment because I think it's just the technology involved. I mean, I can't even remember how much it was, but it wasn't cheap.
Well, I'm growing in confidence with Chinese electronics. I know that you can get one from like Banggood for a few £100. But that just seems a little bit too cheap.
Mm. And will it work to, I suppose it's got to be quite precise. If you're scanning something, you need
Yeah.
it to be the same.
See, everything I bought from Banggood and AliExpress, they've all been so, because obviously you don't want to send them back, because if you got to pay the postage, half of these will cost more in postage than it costs to buy the item. So you tend to buy, like, if I buy some connectors for a couple of quid and they don't work, you're like, okay, I've lost a couple of quid.
Mm.
But with something like a 3D scanner, 300 quid, you're sending that back, aren't you? You're going to pay for that postage no matter what it costs. It's a lot
Yeah.
of money.
Um, but then again, if you're good with CAD design, you'll be able to knock up a file, just measure it all, and
Yeah,
you know,
something I can do at a very basic level, but I mean very basic.
which I haven't even got yet. I haven't even. I've seen you do it, but I haven't actually attempted it myself yet.
Uh,
I think I'll just get lost in it all.
it's just start off with simple things and just build up from there. Johnson Hazel has just said you didn't say at the end of last week to anyone you were going to start streaming this Sunday, as you've kept that one quiet, didn't you?
Yeah, because do you know what it was? The plan was just to film 98, 99, and 100. Then I was umming and ahhing about doing a live. Then I was gonna film yesterday and get it up and running. Then I was up umming and ahhing. Then I had another project I was working on, so I started doing that. And then that was it. I just decided, right, enough's enough. I need to get R2 done. Let's whack it up today. Because I wasn't going to drag it on for another 3 weeks. I was so near the end. I wanted to get it up and going. So yeah, it was quite unannounced. So I didn't actually know myself. But yeah. Anyway, okay, I'll let you all go. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, I'm pleased that he's all up and running. And yeah, just watch this space for the next project, I suppose. obviously the Route Master and the DeLorean still ongoing. But yeah, watch this space for something else. Me, as we were discussing earlier, me and Penny will have a discussion, and we'll come, we'll find something between us, won't we?
Yeah.
It's just we need to look at it and see what's practical, and because obviously we've
Well,
got to
it's got to
remember,
be interesting to us to build, but it's also got to be interesting for people to watch. Otherwise, there's no point.
and it's got to fit around your R2 that you're doing now as well, because that's obviously quite a big project you've taken on.
Yeah, what I'm actually doing, I'm kind of cheating. As you can see, it's quite well assembled compared to where I am on the YouTube builds. And what I'm actually doing is I'm cracking on and building. I'm actually up to about episode 22, and the reason for that is there's parts that I know I'll get stuck on. So if it takes me more than a week to figure something out, I've still got the videos made. So I'm anticipating I'm probably going to be about another 3 or 4 weeks of just it's working out all the electronics, and
Mm,
I can get the electronics for each component and plug it in and off it goes, and it'll work absolutely fine. But it's integrating all of it into one big board and getting it controlled by one thing. It's um it's slowing down a bit. I mean, I've got the next two rings done, and I'm now starting to look at the top. And I'm now starting to, well, I started to print. Oh, I'll just show you all this because this broke my heart. I had a problem with the printer yesterday. I started to bring, just for fun, I started to print the top of the leg, and as you can see, it all went awful. It turns out my hot end had a problem. Now this is a 16-hour print when it finishes. I fixed the hot end, and there's version 2. Unfortunately, after about 14 hours with a couple of hours to go, it decided to just stop. So that's wasted. So I'm a little bit annoyed by that. But this is going into the. Oh, it's a big enough piece that I can practice stuff on it, like sanding and all sorts. But that's the size of the leg. That's going to be amazing, isn't it? This is the Agostini leg, and that's the my leg.
yeah,
So there's a
that's
bit of a
mad.
difference, isn't there? So,
Oh, yeah, it's going to be mad.
the
I
number of
knew it
times
was going to be big, but the more it's going together,
well, it's once I print the dome, I just realised how big it's going to be, and I'm like, oh my god! My T-shirt, I either got it from eBay or Amazon. I think I got this one from eBay. I got quite a few T-shirts. One of my favourite is the C3PO and the R2-D2 with fake glasses and a moustache on, and the caption says, "These are not the droids you are looking for."
I've seen. Actually, I
So
think I've seen that one. Or I've either. Yeah, I think you showed me that one
yeah,
on.
I think I have worn them between most of my builds now. I'm trying to mix and match them. It's Chris Campling's fault because he made a comment about are you wearing the same T-shirt? So I went out and bought about 4 T-shirts just so I can wear different T-shirts. But where I make I do my videos in components. So I'll do like the beginning and the end, and then I'll do the middle bit. And then if I don't do the middle bit on the same day as the beginning and the end, I end up, obviously it's a new day, so I change my T-shirt. So you'll see me wearing a T-shirt, and then part way through the video, you'll see me wearing a different T-shirt, and then I'll go back to the first T-shirt,
Mm,
and it's so I think maybe I just want to have one R2-D2 T-shirt and just wear that for all of the builds.
mm, that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay then. So thank you very much to Penny for coming on and
Thank you
helping
for
me out.
having me.
I think it's been fun. And yeah, all I can say is good night, everyone, and see you for either the Route Master or the DeLorean, whatever's next. I think Oh, actually, it's supposed to be R2 tomorrow, isn't it? So you'll next see me on Route Master on Wednesday. So yeah, that just leaves me to say goodbye, and I'll hand you over to Penny to say goodbye and good night.
So thank you for having me, Horlicks. Thank you everyone for coming on and watching. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's quite nice actually for me to have done a back seat. So maybe I shall get Horlicks to do the build on Wednesday for the Route Master, and I'll just take the back seat. But other than that, I'm going to see you all again on another day. Take care, guys.
All right, bye bye, everyone.